So let me get connected to the chat. If anybody's watching, if they could please hit the like button so I know that you can see and hear me okay. That would be great. I'm just going to get connected to the chat, and then we'll see what happens. See what happens. There we go. So we should be connected. All right, I hope everybody's having a great Independence Day weekend. Kind of wrapping it up. Sunday's the last day of it, so I hope that everything was great so far. But today we're going to be making something that I have had some great luck with so far. And that is sourdough discard pancakes. I have been absolutely loving these. Loving them, loving them. You guys hear okay? Hope you can. There we go. Got some folks starting to roll in. Try to move the camera real quick so you get a little better view of everything. But yeah, so yeah, I've been having really good luck with the sourdough discard pancakes. So I thought I would do those this morning. I actually had requests from those. Matt, hey, Honey J Badger, what's going on, Matt? How are you this morning? Good to see you. Good to see you. Everybody that's coming in, please smash that like button. That would be fantastic. That would help me out a lot. But yeah, I've been having great luck with these sourdough discard pancakes. I wish I was having better luck with the bread, but I'm still working on it. The sourdough thing is all new to me. And so what we'll do is we'll make the pancakes, we'll make some sausage, and then I've got to feed my starter this morning, so I thought I would show you what I've been doing with my starter. So if the folks out there are like me and new to sourdough, then this may help, because I've been doing this for about a month. Been making sourdough starter for a month, and it is 100% minutia filled. So I try to make this a little bit easy on everybody else, because it's a lot of grams, it's a lot of this, it's a lot of that, it's a lot of stretch and fold. Let me turn off my fan so you guys might be able to hear me a little better. So I've been in here in the kitchen for about 45 minutes slaving like a dog. But these have been fairly easy as well. Let me move you guys just a little bit even more close, and I'll run through the recipe with everybody real quick. Yeah, I'm doing a fairly like a half recipe, which this makes about 4 to 5 pancakes. So if it's just like 2 people, and I've had some pretty good success with doubling this up and even tripling it up, and still being able to, and it still comes out okay. But I got a cup of flour, half cup of the sourdough starter discard, half teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of the baking powder, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, 1 egg, and I've been leaving the egg out like room temperature, so that's been helping. And then tablespoon of oil, half tablespoon of salt, and 7 ounces of milk, which usually calls for 4. A full recipe would be 14, about 1 3/4 cups. But I just broke everything. This is my half recipe for everything, so this is what I've been using, and it's been working out. And we've even added, I'm not going to add fruit to it today, but we've been adding blueberries, frozen blueberries that are kind of sat out for like 15-20 minutes, and fresh strawberries. We've had a lot of luck with those. We've had really good luck with this. I've actually been eating, I probably had more pancakes in the last last 3 weeks, to not waste the discard, than I probably eaten in the last year. But they're really good. So, I suggest not eating them every weekend like we've been eating them, but it's not a bad thing. I'm glad you're doing good, Matt. But anyway, hey, Frank Morello, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everything's going all right there in Montana. But yeah, we're going to get started on this. And for the star of the show today, besides the Beegs, and once I start making sausage, she'll come running. I've got the 1148 Wagner long griddle heating up, or I would break it off there and show it to you. This is the reissue Wagner 1148, which I highly recommend going out and picking up. I'm not an influencer, so there's no link to it in my description, But definitely, if you're looking for a cool griddle that's new, this is the one. This is, so far, it's been my favorite thing to cook on as far as long griddles go. So just throwing that out there. Anyway, we'll get back over. We'll just leave it right there, I guess. Kind of still getting myself together, still having my coffee. I just got up a little bit ago. It's been a long weekend, and if anybody saw my post from 4th of July, we actually destroyed a lot of non-cast iron inadvertently this weekend, letting off what we thought were, at one point we thought we had the mortar style, and they weren't. So my backyard kind of looked like the D-Day scene at Saving Private Ryan. We were pretty, there was one point where we were actually shocked that when we first let the first round off that they weren't mortar style. We were looking in the air after the initial pop, and we just got a ground boom that ripped out the side of one of our old enameled stock pots. It's pretty cool. Austin R., what's up, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. Happy Sunday morning. Hope your Independence Day is going great. But yeah, been about 45 minutes. I'm still sucking down coffee. But anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start with the dry ingredients first on this. So we're going to start with 1 cup of unbleached all-purpose flour. When we're working with sourdough, it is really important to work with unbleached flour, because the bleached flour, it will affect how it rises. And one of the other things, and I'll show it to you once we get to the actual discard, the sourdough discard, is that I've been letting that sit on the counter and kind of warm up. Actually, I'll show it to you now before I forget about it. But this is my discard bowl. And what I do before I use it, I'm gonna hope I get this in the shot okay. But what I do with it is I let it kind of go. I store this in the refrigerator, the discard, and then when I'm about to use it, I take it out about an hour and a half before I'm gonna use it. And then I'll add just a little bit more flour, just like a half a teaspoon of flour to it, and mix that up. And if you can see, which I don't know if you can or not, but it's starting to bubble again. So it's starting to activate that starter. It's starting to activate it a little bit, and that'll help fluff up your the pancake. Or next, I'm going to try waffles, but I'm going to put the lid back on that. But that's just a little trick that I learned that's kind of worked out the last 2 times that I've tried to make the pancakes. So that always, yeah, please double tap the screen. And if you're not subscribed and you like what you see, please hit the subscribe. We're trying to hit a goal. So it's greatly appreciated. We are trying to get that goal so that I don't have to say, please pick up my cast iron cure, cast iron seasoning on eBay. So I can just put up the link, and then I don't have to do that every time. I hand make it, hand label it, hand package it, hand seal it, and I deliver it to the post office. And it is the #1 trending cast iron beeswax seasoning on eBay right now, and possibly the entire internet, which has been great, and thank you guys so much. That's enough of my spiel. So let me see, I should start off with I'm gonna start with the dry ingredients. So I've got 1 cup of flour, unbleached, all-purpose, right there. And then what I've got here in this bowl, it looks like a bowl of fun, but it's just a bacon bowl. I got a half teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon, half teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, and a half teaspoon of salt. That's what I've got in there. But I just didn't figure everybody wanted to sit and watch me dig stuff out of the boxes and all that. So I just threw that all together real quick, and I'm gonna stir that. Give that a rough stir. But my secret ingredients to pancakes, or anytime I'm using any kind of maple or clove or any of that kind of thing, ginger, doesn't matter what it is, any kind of a spice, when that's the finished flavor, I just drop a pinch of black pepper into that, and that'll make that stuff, that'll make your maple flavor pop. Anything with clove, anything with that. What we got cooking over here just joined Nunya. Yeah, we are doing sourdough discard pancakes, sausage, and then I'm gonna show everybody how I've been having success with my starter. That I just started doing all this stuff in the last month. Just started my sourdough starter. I was lucky enough to one of the viewers and subscribers sent me in a heirloom sourdough starter, and it was dehydrated when I got it, and then I've rehydrated. I have a massive amount. I did the entire dehydrated starter packet at once instead of kind of doing it small amounts. So I've been doing sourdough everything. If it's got any kind of bread, I've been sourdoughing everything. This week I'm going to try pizza crust. And at some point I might even try pretzels. I did my first loaf of bread the other day. And the bread, I didn't stretch and fold it enough to get the gluten started. So it was flat. It tasted good, it looked good, but it didn't puff up because I didn't activate the gluten. Now, one trick with this, when you're making the discard, when you're making these discard pancakes, is you don't want to over stir it. They'll turn out really gummy. It's hard to describe. They'll turn out really pasty, and you do not want that. So, it's just got to be mixed, and that's it. Then you're in the ball game. So I've got that stuff taken up. So I got a farm fresh egg here. We'll add that egg, room temperature egg, to there. Throw that over there. Let's see, let me go in order. I gotta go in order or I'll mess it up. Let's see. And then I want to go a half cup. Let me get that out of here so I can see what I'm doing. But I want to go a half cup of my sourdough starter, which I will show you again. It's been taken to room temperature and it's starting to bubble again. So I've been having way better, fluffier pancakes if I let it kind of warm back up to room temperature. But don't leave it sit out, refrigerate it, the discard, or it goes bad really quick. You can usually keep your discard in the refrigerator up to about a week. They haven't gotten bad after that. And like I said earlier, you can definitely add fruit to this. Powdered sugar, you can do anything you want with it, just like regular. We've done fresh fruit, we've done frozen fruit, we even did frozen peaches the other day. We just left them sit out for about 15 minutes. And that turned out peach pancakes. That's something I highly recommend if you like peaches and it's summertime. So I'm gonna get this out of my way as well. Move this off to the side because I'm done with that for now. So I got my half cup of starter in here. There's that. Don't lick the bowl. Do not lick that. Whatever you do not lick the beaters when you're messing with sourdough starter, or you will pay a price that you do not want to pay. It's a penance that you cannot repay. So let me see. I got my egg. I want to go with a tablespoon of oil into this. I want to have everything in there before I start stirring. Once that starter's in there, do not over stir it. So we've got a tablespoon of just canola, vegetable oil, whatever you got, whatever you have that's neutral. Olive oil does not work great. Grapeseed's not the greatest either, and avocado is not the greatest either. Just stick with a neutral oil. That's your best bet. And I've done butter in it too, but it's a little easier to use the oil. And let me see here, a tablespoon. And then I want 7 ounces. And if you can get some farm fresh milk, which is why I got to get it back out of the refrigerator, because we get our milk straight from the dairy, glass in the glass containers, with the cream on the side. Let's throw that rest of that into there. And then we want to go 7 ounces of milk. So we'll do 4 first of the moo juice. There we go. And then 3 ounces. of the juice. There we go. There's that. And that should be everything. And it's this, now unlike just doing a regular homemade pancake mix, you don't have to let this sit for 15 minutes. Once it's properly mixed up, you can just let it go. Dan's Craig's Cooking. Good morning, how are you? Happy Independence Day weekend. I hope it was great. I should bring in our, if you haven't seen the post, I could not believe the damage that we did to that. We thought, and the thing behind it is we thought when we put the shells down into, when we were letting off fireworks and we put the shells down into the pot, I thought that it was kind of giving it a stable surface because I thought they were going to mortar up and blow like in the air. But after the first one, we realized that we were in a whole different ballgame with that particular one. And I mean, it just blew the bottom and side out. I got holes in my yard that are, we did about 6 of them, and there's holes in my yard that are like 3 to 4 inches deep. This is something, it wasn't even it shouldn't even be considered a firework. It should be considered totally awesome and maybe even like riot dispersion tools. I mean, they were nuts. If you haven't seen the post, I'm serious, check it out because I couldn't believe the damage. That was just from the very first one, from the picture. Oh, I thought that was more milk. We're good on the milk. 7 ounces of that. Now, we want it to, it's okay if it's a little bit lumpy, but you'd want it to be just mixed up enough to where you're not seeing like the flour's not coming back up to the top. Let's see. Let me check my comments. That's about all you need. Just about that much. And I highly suggest putting in that sprinkle of black pepper into it as well. That makes a big difference. That does make a big difference. And this will make, it says 4 to 5 like on the recipe that I had, but I really think that I really believe that this is like an 8 pancake kind of deal, to be super honest, because we can make this, and I don't have a ton of people here for breakfast usually, but I've made them to the point with 3 people here, and we're like, okay, that's enough pancake. I'm just gonna pour that into there, and I'll pour it into my cup device over here, so it's a little easier to pour. There we go. Like I said, do not lick the bowl. You do not want to mess around with uncooked sourdough starter, because the experience from doing that is something to be held. 100%. How many folks we got in here? Yeah, we're gonna definitely need to get that like button hit, or nobody's gonna join me for breakfast this morning. There we go. Yeah, hit that thing. Let me just get caught up on the likes here. I do not like to bake with safflower oil. No taste. Right. Safflower oil I used to use a lot. And I don't use that anymore, Broody hen. I just don't do it. Cynthia Wesley, hello, how are you this morning? See, it popped in to say hello and see you later. Yeah, well, I'm glad you stopped in. I know your Sunday mornings for you are busy. You're one of the regulars, which I always like to see. So that's ready to go. The batter's ready to go. So we're gonna jump right into this. I'm not gonna do it's not gonna be I'm glad to see you're doing great. I hope you made it through the holiday weekend with all your digits, all your fingers and toes. But yeah, so we'll just bring you you guys up a little bit closer here to the cooking, the implements of destruction. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, I was kind of busy explaining my sourdough process, and I totally quit doing that. My mom's decided. My mom never watches my show, and she's calling me to let me know that she's at the grocery store and she wants to know if I need anything. That's so funny. It actually is pretty funny. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm caught up with the comments. That's awesome. Yeah, like I said, we don't need. I'm not going to be doing a huge, but the big thing is to the sourdough feeding part. I've really gotten that kind of down. As far as I know, I have. Let me pop the glove on real quick before I start handling the pork. It's too hot. You've been inside all weekend. We were inside a lot yesterday. We were out toward the end of the day. We went out and saw fireworks last night, like the city park, the city park fireworks. But before that, we were kind of. I went outside to the garden and did that kind of stuff. Walked the dog, which I'm surprised I haven't heard the dog yet this morning. We're gonna throw the sausages here. Get some butter on here. That's good and hot. Yeah, I've been having this heated up for about 25 minutes or so. And I actually have this going the wrong direction. That doesn't surprise me either. Because when you're using one of these, you want the drainer down here, but we shouldn't have that much grease. I'm not gonna make, there's just two of us and the beagle for breakfast this morning. So that's all we got. Just throw that on there. Cynthia, it's too bad you're not sticking around. I even broke out the wooden spatula for you. Some people don't like the sound of metal or plastic on cast iron, so. But I don't use a lot of plastic anyway, but at least to cook with. All right, so we got that on there. And let me move some of this stuff out of my way so I can bring over my serving trays. What I'm gonna put all this menagerie of stuff onto. Let's see, had to jump back in. Forgot to give my thumbs up. Yeah, everybody's missing the thumbs up this morning. They must hate sourdough or something. I don't know. But yeah, and I've only got this up on 3, so it's not screaming hot, but it's pretty hot. So hot enough for sausage. So I've just got like 4 patties that I'm gonna throw on here. And I've got more in case I decide I need more. Not 100%, but better. I'm better, but not the mental. The mental? we wouldn't want you to be that way mental. Oh, let me see here. Okay, let me get rid of this glove. It's hot in front of this stove this morning. I've even got the central air on, and it's still between that and running the dishwasher. Alfina Ransom said hi. Hello, Rena. How are you? Good to see you. So I'll wait, and I'm going to sit and just kind of let that hang out. I'll let it get to the second side once we flip that over. And like everything else, you can always use a little pepper. Everything needs pepper. And I'll leave one, because one's for the bigs. I'll leave one without hot pepper on it, without the dehydrated peppers from the garden. That one that way, and this one this way. And I'll leave the other one alone. Well, that'll be the bigs. And she will come running. Puts my teeth on it. Yeah, there's sounds like that. I hate nail files. When women file their nails, that just sets me through the too much fat in this meat. Bob Evans down on the farm, baby. That's the fat. You need that. You need that fat. It's good for you. Don't shy away from the fat. But yeah, nail files just drive me. I mean, I can remember when I was a little kid, my mom sitting there filing her nails. Make me, oh my God. I can take nails on a chalkboard. Hey, there's a lot of things I can stand, but that's not one of them. Yeah, I should go and get. I think I am gonna grab that thing real quick. I'm gonna go grab that pot real quick. I'll show it to you guys. This is crazy. I gotta get it out of the garage. had to run into the garage. I didn't know. I can't. I had to keep it away from everything. Pop this over this way. You guys can see that pot. That was what we set the things down inside there so it had a flat surface because my yard's kind of lumpy and with the grass and everything. So I didn't want because we thought it was going to do like mortar. It was set up to look like a mortar. And when we put that in there, it was a groundwork. And I mean, this thing, it's dented. There's holes ripped through the sides. I mean, this thing's crazy. You guys seen that okay? Yeah. That was from the first one. That was the first one. Yeah, it was like being under attack out there. Anyway, I'll take that back to the garage and pop you guys back. Oh, there's the beagle. The beegs. Here, watch out for that beagle. It's sharp. Put you back over there. Yeah, that thing got tore up. But yeah, one of the things I have to do today is I have to go and message is held for review. Oh, it must be a good one. Man, let those trolls through. I need them. I'm feeling saucy this morning. I love me a nice troll on Sunday morning. Buzz Roblox said hi. Hello, how are you? Hit the like button. Please subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Flip these sausages over and then we'll start making pancakes. That one up to the front there for the beagle. There we go. No stick. For all you cast iron newbies out there, think cast iron sticks. Just got to do it right. And we'll get beagles out of the way. We'll get a short stack for the short stack over there. Get her a couple little pancakes going. Maybe we can talk her into some tricks. You ready for a short stack? Short stack? There we go. Like I said, don't lick the beaters. Let's see. Let me catch up on the. Let's see. Let's catch up on the comment section here. Boy, it's smelling good. Nothing like sausage and pancakes on a Sunday morning. Bacon would have been good, but I didn't have any bacon. And yesterday was in my town was the VFW sausage pancake day, and we didn't get a chance to get to that. So I figured I'd sausage and pancake today anyway. Can't miss out on that. See how that's doing. Since Cynthia's gone, we'll go ahead and a little longer. But yeah, once it's off there, I'll show you. These are just rising up like crazy. And a lot of times if you're doing homemade pancakes, you just don't get that rise from them. They taste good. They you throw enough syrup and butter on them, they're delicious. But you don't get that rise like you do with the sourdough, with this discard recipe. It's rocking. Give that a little. That's not one to. Trying to keep it even. Give them another minute to go around there. Inch Teal said hello. Hello, how are you? Good Sunday morning. Glad you could make it. Yeah, these are doing nice. That side's doing really good. We'll always, and the first pancakes are never the best pancakes anyway. But they're a little lighter on the screen. I'm looking at the monitor on the wall, and they're a little lighter. This one is especially, but that one's not bad. So we got going with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that up just a smidge. I think that sausage cooled me down a little bit. But I don't think the dog's gonna care. I don't think the dog will mind at all. Like I said, maybe we can get a couple tricks out of the Beagle real quick. A lot of new folks in today. That's really cool. I'm digging on that. Seeing a lot of new faces, new handles. Checking it out, saying hi. See how that's looking. The other side. Yeah, that's got a minute. That's got a minute. Move these back just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, no stick. Not getting any stick on there. Going pretty decent. Put that back into the center. There we go. Yeah, these are looking good. Get some of my coffee. Did the ice? I did, man. There was no way I was doing hot coffee this morning. Little coffee break. Not much in the comment section either, but it's a busy day today. I still wish that they'd let. I see there's messages held for review. Those are the ones I want. Like I said, I'm feeling kind of sassy today. I don't mind a troll. See, there we go. They just needed a minute. Oh, it still needs a minute. Definitely no stick. Yeah, those first two are coming along fine. Do you work out? Yes, I do. I do 20-pound kettlebell. I do it twice a day, 10 minutes. And I walk 4 miles. Or 3, well, usually 3. Now that I think of the distance. And that's, sir, there you go. Yeah, I do work out some. Not overly, not too much. Like I said, 10 minutes mornings, 10 minutes, some. But I just, when I'm not doing anything, I just turn the clock on. I don't count my reps. I just do 10 minutes. And that's all I do. It could be overhead, it could be whatever, you know. But yeah, then I have like a little 10-pound weight. I had shoulder replacement last about a year and a half ago, so I can't do heavy weight. So I have to do a lot of smaller weights. I used to rock the 40-pound kettlebells, 40s and 45s, but my shoulder can't take that anymore. And I don't want to look uneven, you know what I mean? Do 40s in one hand and 20s in the other. 20s about as much as I rep. And I don't bench anymore. But yeah, just staying active. That's the best you can do, you know. I'm about ready to get a press out for these bad boys. That one's done. That one's done. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure that your sourdough's done before you do it. And actually, when you do sourdough, the recommended, you know, is 5 minutes. 5 minutes one side on medium low and 3 on the other, so that you're cooking it. Because you're dealing with it's active. You know what I mean? It's an active dough. It's not dead. But yeah, sir, if you hit the like button and the subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to get to a certain goal so I can put my links up for my products. That way I don't have to advertise them during the show. And I'll set these off to the side. Like I said, I'm making a short stack for my short stack Beagle over there. And for the folks that are new, I know she's not a Beagle. That's just what we call her. Call her the Beagle. And that's the other reason I want to make sure that these are good and done for the dog, because, you know, be kind to your animals. And they will be kind to you. Okay, so I think that's about done. Those are just about finished. Like and sub. One closer to the goal. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We could use a little bit of that this morning. We've been having a lot of views. We just haven't been getting a lot of likes. Usually the likes are through the roof, but it's all been through the roof. So usually through the roof. Sunday mornings are pretty good. which is what I mean. I like to do. I do a stream on Thursday nights at 8, but I like those, but I really enjoy the Sunday morning ones because this is about when I'm making breakfast or lunch or whatever it is. Kind of my time to do stuff. I'll just give these another minute. There you go. That's catching up. Like I said, the first pancakes are never the best one. Tom's Food Factory, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Had at least since Thursday, I guess. It's been a long weekend. It feels like 4 days feels like 3 weeks this week. It's been pretty wild. I did show Tom. I did show the the pot that we blew up. It accidentally blew up from our fireworks on Friday night. Because Ming wanted to she just turned 18, so she hasn't really been able to do much 18-year-old stuff because everything in our state is 21. And so she was like, well, I can go buy fireworks. So I wasn't really paying attention to what she got, and she got some humdingers, I can tell you that. That pancake's ready. And this sausage is ready. I'm gonna get this off for the Biggs is getting her sausage, and we're getting the Biggs' breakfast here right now. So let's kind of, and we'll check the doneness on this. These should be, oh yeah, these are done. Well, like I said, I'll make the short stack a little short stack and let it cool off. Because she'll eat it hot and then it'll be bad news. I might actually throw on some more sausages. I'll probably end up eating more than 3, but I shouldn't. Because my diet, for those who aren't regular followers of the show, I've been on a really low calorie, low carbohydrate diet for the last 2 to 3 weeks. And I've been doing really good, and this holiday weekend has just been, I haven't been following it too much. Let's see, get that cut down for the little dog. The dog's not big. She thinks she's huge, but she's not. There we go. Let's cut down a little bit, a little bit. There we go. So there's some for the dog. Let's see. No kidding, I woke up yesterday thinking it was Sunday. I've had my days mixed up all weekend. We almost missed fireworks last night because I thought I was thinking that it was Friday yesterday. But I think I'm getting myself together. I'm feeling it today. Feeling a little more back to normal. These little live streams, they kind of keep me together. I'm gonna let that cool off. I think I'm actually gonna throw on a couple more of the sausages in the back there, and I'm just gonna make them up while we're here, so that way I can make some reheated. I'll just reheat them and make sandwiches or something, or maybe some sausage gravy at some point tomorrow. Because I know tonight we're doing shrimp. We're doing shrimp lo mein, and I'm not sure. Ming thought it would be fun to do a live stream tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to do another one. But yeah, tonight's going to be some shrimp lo mein at some point. But I've barbecued all week. I mean, I know it sounds weird to say, but I'm just like, I'm over the grill for the next few days, at least till tomorrow or Tuesday. Because I've done nothing but grill. There's even a post of me sitting there and the dog watching me grill. What, Friday night? I think it was Friday. Yeah, most of that was probably Friday night because that was firework night here. And I thought those things that she bought were mortars. I had no idea they were like a ground kind of thing. Because they didn't shoot, and I'm telling you what, they tore some stuff up. No doubt about it. I didn't get any video of it because I was the one, I should wash my hands right quick. But I was the one lighting all the fireworks off. And so I didn't get any video of it. She did and hasn't sent them to me yet. So I'm going to post those at some point. But man, I'm talking about, like the explosion, I mean, it was just crazy. We had to switch out of them because they were blowing up so much that it was like, we can't keep doing this. I'm not gonna have any yard left. I've got to go out today. That's one of my projects, because we're gonna go see at 3 o'clock. At 3, we're gonna go see the new Jurassic Park movie. But before that, I've got to get this cleaned up, and I've got to go out and fix holes in the yard at some point. But yeah, those were humdingers, man. And usually I get like, I like the mortars with the tubes, and that's how I thought it was going to be. That's why I used the pot, because I thought it was going to be a mortar. You set it down in there so it was stable. You load up a couple, it shoots them off. You load up a couple more, shoot those off, and you just keep reusing the tube until until it's done. Roman candle rockets and things like that. The big smoke bombs. I love the big smoke bombs. The ones that like fill half your neighborhood. And what are some of the other good ones? And I even like the little novelty ones, like the spinners, like the sidewalk spinners. Those are always a good time. Corey Clark, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. And there we go. There she is. She smelled her sausage. The Beagle has graced us with her presence. She's out here licking her chops. She's ready to go. Came out just long enough to mess the rug up. Maybe leave a little dog hair. You'd think you might just leave some dog hair everywhere. That'd be fun. That's always a good time. But yeah, those fireworks, man, were something else. Beagle, can I get a spin? You want to spin? A little spinning? Oh yeah. It's sausage time, kid. There we go. What about some pancake? Can you sit? Move you guys back. She always gets right underneath it. Anymore, she's been getting right over the camber. Here we go. Can I get a sit? Can you sit? Can you sit? Can you not? Or are you stuck on spin? Okay, come here. We'll do a spin. You can have this. You can have it there. There's a pancake. Kevin Wong said hi. Hey, Kevin, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the Beegs. She's getting her short stack of pancakes right now. Here, sit. Sit. There you go. Can you shake? Can you shake? Thanks. There you go. Have some pancake. Sourdough, it's good for you. Yeah, Corey Clark said hi. Hi, Corey, how are you? Hope you're having a good Independence Day weekend. Catching some fireworks, getting some burgers, doing all the fun stuff. Can you speak? Can you speak? Arf? Can you speak? I got 2 pieces of sausage. She's confused. Here, eat that one. Get that one out of the way. You're recovering? Yeah. I kept it pretty PG this weekend. Actually, I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I don't. Even with people in and out, I didn't get too out of hand. For me, anyway. Here, sit down. Sit. Can you speak? Speak. 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 Good enough. There you go. All right. That's enough tricks. There we go. Good job. Good job. All right, you ready for a bowl? You ready for your bowl? We'll get you some in there, kid. Good morning, Ming. What's going on with you? Just waking up. Good. Some of this over here for the dog. All right, short stacks. Here's your pancakes. There's your pancakes and sausage. I'm gonna make myself a pancake. Do you want a pancake? You do? Okay. Make yours. Let me throw a little more butter on there. Can't have too much butter. Cart Shark, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Good to see you. If you're here and you like what you see, please hit that subscribe for me. Once we hit the goal, I can shut up about it. I will, and I promise I will, because I don't like doing it. sourdough pancake day. Sourdough discard pancake. I'm surprised Jay Justice isn't in here. This was is actually his starter. The hair of the dog starter. It's a great name, considering he runs sled dogs, which is kind of cool. Getting into the big pancakes now. Done with the dog. We're done with the dog side. My dogs would have Hershey squirts if they ate that. Yeah. Now she's kind of limited on the pancake. And when she's just a little over a year old. The Beagle's just a bit over a year old. So I've been trying to like wean her over to like regular dog food. And I was using this new dog food as like treats, and she was killing it. She was loving it, loving it, loving it. And then when she ran, and I was kind of mixing a little bit in with her puppy food. And after that, she ran out of the puppy food and went straight to the regular food, and has turned her nose up to everything. So she's turned her nose up to this new food. So I'm trying to just make sure she eats something, which so far has been kind of working. So now I'm stuck with like a crazy, not a huge bag, but an expensive bag of dog food that the dog doesn't like. So that's got me, I'm in sort of a quandary with the dog food. Because I try not to skimp on the dog, you know what I mean? I don't buy it, you buy dog food so long and it's, it seems expensive, but when you break it down to how much, like my dog is 20 pounds, so it lasts for a long time. But so I don't mind spending a few bucks on it, but man, to not eat it at all and just sit there for like we had the last one there, because by the end of the day I had to throw it away because it was just sitting in there. There's that one. Sausages are coming out nice. And I'm really, really liking this. Once again, if you haven't gotten yourself one of these, if you don't have a long griddle like this, a 2-burner, I really suggest picking up one of the Wagner's, because it is it's a recreate. It was made last year. They started in 2023 making these recreate griddles, but they've recreated them to look just like and feel and work just like the ones from 1950. It's actually pretty amazing what they've done with these griddles. Pretty good. To Kim said hi. Hello to Kim. Hope I'm not butchering your name too bad. There we go. We'll get Ming a pancake. You want sausage too, Ming? No? I got smoky links in there. If you open them, I'll put one on. I'll put a couple on. But yeah. Oh, the Beagle ate all her stuff. They're still not worth $240. That's, to me, it's suggestible, because if you look at the new one, Corey, like, and it doesn't matter where you look at, it doesn't matter which ones you look at, as far as the modern ones go, and I don't consider this a Wagner from like a Sydney O. It's one of the cheapest ones. The Finex are $350. The field ones are more expensive than this. Trying to think who else makes them. Smithies are way up there too. What am I cooking? I'm making sourdough discard pancakes and sausages. And then when I'm done doing this, we're going to feed my sourdough starter. Okay, that's the one you want? That's what you want? Sausages? Okay. There we go. Put this off to the side. Up here. Oh, you did cut it. You gotta cut the corner off of it. That's funny. Yeah, Sharon Bonuk or Bonuk. Sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but I'm trying to read this off the monitor on the wall, and the sun is glaring right on it right now. So. But yeah, these are fluffing up really nice. I should have showed you with the smaller ones. But yeah, these are going really good. You got a plate? And I'll get you yours off of there. You want two? This one? Okay. There we go. Have a pancake. You're welcome. There we go. Normally I like to steam these little ones, but I got the griddle already going. So it is what it is. Let's see. Not doing too bad this morning. Let's see. Remember when me and you used to play with our food together and we would smell it and then see? That was your dad. That was you and your dad and your twin brother. That's who that was. Yeah. It was a long. I'm sure for you it was a while back, but yeah, I remember it being your dad and your twin brother. Let's see here. I'm glad the trolls finally showed up. I've been waiting on you. I've actually been waiting on you. This is why I don't have moderators, because I love it when you guys get in here. Let's see, Dave Grimpy. Good morning, Dave. How are you? Let's see. In my opinion, the companies that are taking advantage of pandemic cast iron grids. Yeah, I think so too. I'm not even going to try and say that name, but hello. Your name that starts with an N, B, J, and S. Yeah, me too. I haven't had anything yet. Dave, I haven't gotten to eat yet either. I've been running. I've had coffee. I've had my coffee, and that's all I've had. It is iced coffee with a little bit of something. Oh, double X. That you're getting me confused with your dad. Oh, and by the way, your mom will be home in like 30 minutes at the most. She just left. She just left. And she's probably going to need, you're probably going to need to hose her off. For sure. I don't think the smell will go away, but she's going to need it anyway. Just for hygiene purposes. Because I think that smell is never going to go away. Let's see. Yeah, these are coming along pretty good. Should have threw a little bit more oil out. But I'm trying to get a good seasoning on this thing. One thing about the modern cast iron, when they pre-season it, that pre-seasoning is not. That's the only complaint that I have about this new stuff. Buzzfork, what's up, buddy? Remember, it's 10:54 here in Chicago. Yeah, I'm in the next time zone east of you. It's 11:54 here. Right over by the Great Lakes. Right over by Lake Erie. On the good side, of course. Yeah, Fuzz, how was your 4th of July? Oh yeah, these are looking really good. Nice and fluffy. Drop an ice cube on the burger after each we put them on. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. Let's see, I'm eating donuts. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It's a lot easier. A lot easier than doing this. A lot easier than making this stuff. I've been wanting to make eclairs. I think one of these mornings we're going to make eclairs. Nice chocolate eclair. That's been sounding really good to everybody in the house. Do you think the past and future are another place we can go to, or is it just right now always? I think that there are other places, but I think we're stuck in the right now. I really do. Let's see. And I don't know if the one above that's Ukrainian or Russian or what. I'm not sure. But good morning. Good morning, pal. Good to see you. Let's see here. We have trolls in here. Yeah, it's okay, Corey. I got it. I got it. That's okay. I do not mind. I don't really mind the trolls, to be super honest. They can be in here. This is America. At least where I'm at, this is America, and you know, freedom of speech, and you can be wherever you want and say whatever you want, no matter how much it embarrassed your entire family. I think your stuff is done, man. Yeah, I think so too. These are done. These are definitely done. That's why I just flipped it over, checked it. These are finished. Let's see here. There. You want to grab your plate, kiddo? There you go. Yeah. Let's see. I think we're all the logic that physics uses in short form containers. That you could look at it like that way. There's a lot of ways. I was watching a movie last night called Heretic, and there was a lot of philosophical ideas about reality and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty neat, actually. It's pretty neat. The ending of the movie wasn't that great, but the rest of it, the middle, the first, I mean, the rest 90% of the movie was great till the end. Please don't burn the meat. About please never squeeze the burger. This is very essential. Yeah, I'm not pushing down. That's why I'm not using a press. That's why I'm not using a press on these. The back burner's done though. I'm done with the sausage. 100%. Done with that. And then I'll have a couple pancakes and a couple pieces of sausage, and then we'll get on the other part of feeding the sourdough starter. My father always said, take from the past to build the future. There you go. See, a little positivity. See, trolls, try some positivity in your life. Maybe be like Fuzz, and just bring some positivity to the world. As a single person, I'm impressed when anybody makes breakfast that's more than smoke and coffee. I gotta have breakfast, man. I gotta have some, you know, even when I've been fasting, sort of fasting in the morning. It's like 200 calories and less. But I gotta make some kind of breakfast. Let's see. I want another pancake though. I'm just gonna drop a little more butter on there before I totally turn off the griddle. And I appreciate that. You should come back. Let me see, Walrus. Yeah, Walrus. If you haven't, I think you're a subscriber, but if you haven't already, please do. We're trying to hit that goal. And I'm not far away from it, actually. I'm really not. I had a friend of mine, not a friend, but a friend that I watch, a guy that I've been watching for a long time, and he subscribes to my channel. But he went to the Oasis concert in Wales this weekend in Cardiff. And he does pretty good on his channel, but he was filming the Oasis show with his son. Him and his son went to the show, and they filmed it, and they ended up with 1.5 million views in like 2 hours, to the point where the Oasis and Richard Ashcroft people came down and said, "Hey, you got to stop streaming because you're getting more views than like what we're doing, like the pay-per-view." He was getting more views than the pay-per-view. Tara McDonald, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. There's plenty here, Tara. And I'm just about done with making the last pancake, because that's going to be about enough for me. I'm going to snack on that, and then we're going to feed that sourdough starter after that. And then I'm going to go on about my day, because I've got a busy one. We're going to the movies at some point to see the new Jurassic Park movie. Found another number 12 Wagner skillet and a BSR 10 skillet. Very nice. Let's see, what are your thoughts about forged carbon steel pans? I think if it's an application that if it works for you, I think they're great. It's pretty close to cast iron. It's real thin. It's basically thin cast iron, really. It's handled the same way. And I think if it works for you, I think that, you know, if that's the application and the way you cook, I think they're awesome. I don't own any carbon steel right now. I had a carbon steel wok for a while, but I've replaced that with I replaced that a while. I got rid of it a long time ago, and I didn't replace a wok with until I got my new wok about a month ago. Got a Lodge wok, but carbon steel is good stuff. There's actually a carbon steel company, a pan company in Lancaster, Ohio, that's making some really cool stuff. And the name escapes me right now, but it's a simple Google search, and you can find it. Yeah, 100%. And they make some, not only, I mean, or do they get rave reviews? I don't own one, but they're really pretty. They're a really nice looking piece of culinary equipment. Come here, Beagle. A piece of sausage. There you go. You've done enough tricks for right now. Let's see where we're at. Making sure I've gotten all these. Let's see. Hey, Taylor, come over for great TV dinners. Bring your own plastic silverware. Man, you are nothing but class, Fuzz. That's what I love about you. Nothing but class. It's probably the shiny. She'll probably bring over that shiny silverware. You know what I'm talking about? The shiny plastic stuff, like for birthday parties. The good stuff, as a lot of people say, the good plastic silverware. And if you're really going all in, you get the gold stuff. That's when you really know you're balling. Yeah, you know it. See, there you go. You're doing. See, Fuzz, you're not only bringing positivity to the stream today, but you're making friends, and that's really what it's all about. You know, making friends, having a good time, doing your thing. You know. There we go. Fuzz, you crack me up, man. You crack me up, my friend. Yeah, now, like I said, now that Cynthia's not in here, we can go back to scrape it on the pan. One of my favorite things to do. Get all the nice carbon buildup off there, scraped off. But yeah, this pancake's gonna be mine. I'm gonna knock that out, and then we're gonna get into the sourdough starter, which should be pretty cool. And I've been having pretty good luck. I mean, for my first sourdough starter. Now, when I pull the sourdough starter out, you're gonna see it's flat. It's got probably a layer of oil on it. That's just the fermentation. It's cool. If you're starting with sourdough starter, that's hard to say 5 times fast, but once you get to that point and you see, like, you've had to refrigerate it like I have the last few days because I haven't been really feeding it, but it's pretty resilient stuff, and it'll bounce right back. It'll bounce right back after you feed it. Bob the Builder, what's up, buddy? Good morning to you. Fashionably late. Me too. Me too. I've been running behind all day. I've been running behind all weekend. But Fuzz, you missed me showing the blown up pot from the cook pot that we blew up this weekend. And you can check out if I'm serious. Go to the post, hit the like on that post, because that pot, the pot's funny. And even a funnier picture on there is there's a picture of me outside grilling, and the beagle's watching me make her chicken from the window. It's a funny picture, guys. It's worth a gander. Let me turn this off. Okay, we'll turn that off. I'm gonna have some pancake and some of these a couple sausage patties, and then we'll break right into. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I know I've got it on the plate with the rest of the dog's pancake, so it's not like 100% aesthetically pleasing. I usually for the folks that are new or just kind of out here in the inner zone, I do usually plate up pretty nice, but this morning it's kind of a free for all holiday weekend cook. to get the butter on there. And let me see here. Get some syrup on this. I was going to use that other one. Let's see. Will you go watch it after the live? Oh, you will go watch it after the live. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Misunderstood. What's going on? Good to see you this morning. But if everybody could take just a moment and hit that like button. The like button is really, there's a lot of views today, but there's not a lot of likes, which is usually kind of unusual for this channel. But I'm not making anything astonishing this morning, just pancakes and butter. Melissa Montague, hello, good morning, how are you? That's really unhealthy. Hell yeah, it is. It's Sunday morning, I should be eating unhealthy. You should eat the healthy stuff that I eat during the week. You'd probably think it was gross. I eat out of my garden like all the time. That's all I eat all day during the week is out of my garden. These are my cheat meals that you get to see on here. Normally I live on about 1,200 calories. 12 to 15 is my 1,500 calories is my max during the week. So there's about 225 calories in these big pancakes, and I'm about to knock out 1,000 calories right now. I'm gonna hit this shit like Joey Chestnut. That's good. And don't forget the black pepper. What are these purple things with our names and with the numbers? If it's like 1, 2, 3, Corey, then that means who the top chat people are. You have put the most people in the chat. I think that's how it is. How are you? Melissa, I am rolling. If I was any better, there'd be 2 of me. How are you doing, more importantly? Oh, good. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see your first comment there. That's my job, is to make you hungry. That's the whole point of doing these. And we're even going to have a silly little sourdough educational part after I'm done feeding my face, which I'm not going to sit down and smash all this. This is one of those, looks like one of those meals where they come out and they go, okay, now you have 10 minutes to eat this. You get your name on the wall in a free t-shirt. Good morning, Mercy, how are you? Yeah, for the comment in the middle, do a Google Translator or I don't know what you're saying. Rick Stumball, good morning. Happy holiday weekend. Hope your Independence Day is going great and you got all your fingers and toes. But yeah, guys, if you at the end of the video, go back to about the first 10 minutes of the video and check out that cook pot that we accidentally blew up with our fireworks. That's how we roll here. At last count, yes, good. I guess you got here late. That's okay, Mercy. I got here late too. That's what Sunday mornings are for. I'm going to smash a little bit of these pancakes, like I said, and these are so good. They are really good. And this sourdough, the sourdough discard, you can see how fluffy it makes them while my hands are shaking. I've had a lot of caffeine this morning. This is my second 32 ounce or so. But it's mostly ice. But yeah, it's nice and fluffy. That discard, and it's not sourdough, it's sourdough discard. Something to do with your extra stuff, so you're not, because one thing about starting to do a sourdough starter, especially as large as my starter is, you go through a lot of flour, so the best thing to do is to find stuff to make it. Glenn Campbell, Rhinestone Cowboy, good to see you, buddy. But yeah, I'm just going to smash a little bit of this, and then I'm going to clear this spot, and then I'll show you what I do with how I'm feeding the starter. And surprisingly, I'm having really good luck with this starter. I thought I'm having way better luck keeping the starter than I am with making bread. I made bread with it the other day for the first time, because after a couple weeks, it's finally getting really active. And my bread did not. It was not video worthy. I can tell you that. It wasn't one of those big crusty puffy loaves. The consistency was there, but I didn't stretch and fold it enough, so there was the gluten buildup wasn't in it, and it was just like it's like a big pita bread. I mean, that was it. Let's see. Oh, I missed what. Zoe, good morning. How are you, Zoe? Good to see you. Glad you're back. Let's see. Walrus, I'd be interested. I'm sorry, I missed that. Maybe I can check on my other camera and see what. No, I missed that one. Sorry, Walrus. I missed that one, buddy. Good. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're doing great. Baked beans makes me activated. Yeah. Did you guys, well, after I showed that Julia Child pan the other day, did anybody have a chance to go check out those bean pots? Those bean pots are cool. I want to get one of those. My dog disappeared. Last night I watched fireworks and swam. Oh yeah, we went and watched fireworks too. I didn't swim, but I did stand in the sprinkler system for about 3 or 4 minutes. It was hot. Let's see. If you wanted a forged carbon steel skillet restoration project, I could send you one for free, rusted from being left outdoors, and it's from off working production at a culinary course. Yeah, man, send it to me. I've got in my bio there is an email, and I love projects, so. And I did do some moving around the garage. I did get a lot of stuff out of the garage. I went through the garage story 100 times, so I'm not going to get back into that. But my tanks are ready to be refilled, and I'm able to get around in there and work again. So, yeah, man, send it on. You just send me your email, and I'll send you an address to send it to. Let's see. I love homemade beans. Yeah, my dad used to make homemade. That kind of, I was thinking about that over 4th of July weekend. My parents used to have, we lived in the middle of nowhere, and my dad would have a big party every 4th of July, and he would make homemade baked beans our tripod wasn't like a metal tripod like you think. It was literally two, like 15 foot, or 3 15-foot tree trunks roped together, and then mounted into the ground with a big log chain at the bottom that was adjustable, and that's what our tripod was growing up. My dad was a badass. He did things cool. Yeah, it might just be because I'm really close to the camera, so if it doesn't clear up, then let me know. Because sometimes when I get too close to the camera and the microphone, it gets a little, no, there's no fan on. No fuzz, I don't have the fan on. I've turned the fan off so you can, let's see, Walrus says, I'll send it your way, it's rusty, but will be clean up beautifully and turn blue with coconut oil and in the oven cycle. Oh yeah, I don't do the oven cleaning cycle. I got an electrolysis tank. So we just drop that into the electrolysis tank for about 12 to 24 hours, and we have a brand new carbon steel skillet. Maybe it's the fan. Is it still, yeah, I hear the beaks. I bet the microwave is on. No, the microwave isn't on. I don't know what's on. I don't know where Ming is and what she's doing right now. But nothing's running except for I do have the radio on in the background. Let me just take like 5 steps over and turn the radio off, or turn it down. Because I don't have anything else. Running. Let me just eat a piece of this sausage and dip it in some of this syrup, and then we'll get to the sourdough starter. I'm gonna have to try and, Walrus, I'll pin that in the, once it's uploaded, I'll pin that comment. The production process follows with sandblasted before 700 degrees Fahrenheit baked coconut oil, 4 to 6 hours for a signature blue. Oh, okay, so you're telling me how to get the blue look to it. Oh, okay. I got you now. Sometimes in the comment section things are lost in translation, but I got what you're saying. And if when you send it and you get and you go to the email, put all that stuff into the if you could recopy that and throw it into the email as well. Okay, let me move this stuff out of the way because we're gonna get into the sourdough starter here before I get too much into eating my breakfast and we get away from that. Yeah, I think, yeah, Rick, I think I was just too close to the microphone. Sometimes when I lean in to, I got the camera so close. Yeah, sometimes it does that. I don't know why, but it does. Okay. Sorry to keep smashing, guys. This is just the first thing I've had all day. I think I'll make French toast. I want to do, yeah, oh, I did French toast on Father's Day. I keep forgetting that I did French toast already. But French toast is one of those things that's definitely worth revisiting. Okay, I'll break out the sourdough starter now. Let me just dig it out here. I've got about 4,000 leftovers from the weekend to kind of work around. Let's get my sourdough starter out. Because like I said, it's not a problem if you can't feed your sourdough starter for even for like weeks on end. If you can't feed your starter, just pop it into the refrigerator, and then once you're ready to start using it again, it'll be ready to go. Not a problem. Just make sure that you have a lid on it like this one, and that's all you need. A lot of times, like I said in a lot of the other videos, you get into the sourdough bread videos and instruction and things like that, and it is a ton of minutia. It's just everybody wants to have, they'll tell you they'll have you use three different kinds of measurements, from metric to standard and all this other stuff to 1 gram's too much, 2 grams is not enough. They make it a lot harder than it has to be. And like I said, when I was watching the video to make bread, I was watching the video, which I'll never watch another sourdough bread video again. But this one guy was putting lava rocks with water into a Lodge number 8, and then they were steaming the bread. And you could have easily done that without all the drama and just put a sheet pan with some water in it. But what you want to do is you want to get if you can see it, I already went and did that. I didn't mess up, but if you can see inside there's a little layer of what looks like oil on the top. That's just this little bit of separation. A lot of times it's going to be even darker than that. It'll be almost look like an oil slick on there, like a light brown, almost like really thin honey. It'll look like that. That's fine. It's nothing to worry about. You're good to go. But the first thing you want to do is you want to take out as much as you're going to put back in. So for me, I'm going to take out 2 cups. 2 cups of this. Now when you're dealing with smaller, it's better to work with even amounts, but when you're working in a big one, that's a huge starter. If you have a starter that big, then you have a bakery. If I would have known what I was doing when I did this, I would have never made a starter this big, like at all. I wouldn't even have thought about it. Not even close. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out 2 cups I'm going to stir this up, and it should be really thick at the bottom. Sorry to just show my hand. I'll do it this way, and you'll see how it's swirling in there. You're swirling in that layer of where the water is separated, and it's going to be creamy looking and all that kind of stuff. And what you want after you've done this is you want to get it to where once you fed it within, you want to leave it sit out. You don't want to put it back in the refrigerator. You want to leave this sit out for 24 hours, and then you'll notice that once it's reactivated and you're starting to get bubbles in it, then it's ready to go again. But until that starts, as long as you had a good starter to begin with, then you'll have a good starter once you refeed it and get it going again. But we're going to take out 2 cups of this, and then I'm going to put a cup of flour, of unbleached all-purpose flour in there. And I haven't had great luck with doing the even amounts, where it's like even amounts of water and flour. So I've been going really light on the water, and I've had a lot better success with everything coming back together. Okay, so and I like these little boats that you get for like French fry boats at Dairy Queen. These things are great for doing sourdough starter. And see how that's kind of that creamy look now? Is that in the camera really good? There you go. So we're back to that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out 2 cups of the starter. And that's my discard. So I got 2 cups out of there. And I can use that again to make more pancakes or anything else. Anything basically that you make with sourdough, you can just about make with the discard. Let me see here. I'm gonna grab a paper towel, wipe that off. Okay, so we got that out of the way. And here. And once we're done with that, one of the things you want to make sure you do, and I'm no sourdough expert, so I'm not trying to be pretentious, but I'm just showing you guys what I've learned about sourdough so far, and it's been working. Let me see. You sound like you're really developed bitter culture about sourdough. I am really bitter about it. It's a lot of minutia, and people make it a lot harder than it is. So yeah, I've got a thing about it, because I don't like it when things are harder than they need to be, just to be, I don't know. Okay, so there's that. So we've got our 2 cups out, and then I've got a cup measured here. So then I've got a cup of flour, all-purpose unbleached flour here, and I'm going to add that. Just dump it in. And that's almost exactly 1 cup. So there's that. And then I'm going to take and do 3/4 of a cup of water. William O'Rourke, hello, how are you? Just playing with some sourdough starter. So excited, it's the most exciting part of my day. The truth is unprofitable without spin, unfortunately, for the reasonable world. Yeah, I get that. So then we're going to go 3/4 cup. So right here, I love using these mason jars because everything's measured out on the side. You can just store your stuff. It's like when I do bread, I do the largemouth, the 4 cup. Because if you fill it all the way to the rim, it's 4 1/4, and that's exactly what my bread is. So I just fill these up and go from there. It's very rare. The only time I ever get into my flour container is when I'm filling up my cups. So, okay, so that's dirty and all. And we'll get a spoon. And the other thing with doing this stuff is, with doing the sourdough starter, that I was messing up to begin with, is I was mixing it to the point where I thought it had to be smooth. And that's not it. As long as it's covered, as long as your flour is covered with moisture and there's none sitting on the top or on the sides, that it'll constitute into the mixture, and the moisture it'll overcome it, and this will be like when you saw at the very beginning that was super smooth. I've never overmixed it, and eventually it just becomes a smooth mixture on its own. Plus the bubbling helps stir it a little bit too. At least that's what that's what I've been reading. Like I said, I refuse to watch another sourdough video, as I do a sourdough video. But let's see. Yeah, the thing where that guy put the lava rocks into the cast iron pan with water to steam it, when you could have just, I mean, that was just so over the top. It just was like, I'm done with this. I had to check out. So do that. Get that into there. Take my paper towel, wipe the inside off. Wipe the sides and everything. And sometimes it'll get to the point like with this, because you want to go through it like a couple times, like if you have a lid on it, like that lid, every once in a while throughout the day, or like once a day, take the top off and put the lid back on. Initially I did mine, I had plastic over it with holes cut in it so it would breathe, and then I put a cloth over it, like a tea cloth, and I basically made a gnat trap. Now, no gnats got into it, but there were like just gnats. Like, I mean, there were no gnats in my house, like, and then I made that, and then there was like 5 gnats sitting on top of that. So, I mean, you got to kind of watch making a gnat trap. So I've been using this lid, and I haven't had this lid with a little bit of plastic over the top to set it, and I haven't had any problems with it since. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those homemade gnat traps where it's like vinegar, dish soap, and then you put plastic over the top and poke holes in it, and that's your gnat trap. That's basically what I made. So the lid's definitely, if you want to use the plastic over the top with the holes, put the lid on too, and then just open it once a day so it can breathe, because it does need air. But there we go, there's that. So I don't know if you can see that okay, but it's lumpy, and that's fine. And all I got to do is just put my lid back on it. I'll worry about the plastic and all that stuff here in a little bit. But that's it. That's your sourdough tutorial for the day. Let's see. Okay, so the chat I'm not seeing anything else in the chat unless it's absolutely died off, which I don't think it probably did. Let's see. Do we have some beeg scam incoming? We can do beeg scam. She's got a couple pieces of pancake that she hasn't had yet. Come on, Beeks. Your fans await. There we go. After she flipped the rug over last time. How about some pancake, kid? All right, give me a spin, kid. Do it. All the way around. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Pancake. There we go. Can you sit? Thank you. Can you speak? That's when we always mess. Can you speak? Speak. 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 Arf. There you go. Good enough. Close enough. You're like a union worker. Let's see. Let's see. Corey Clark victims. Yeah, that was terrible, Corey. That was absolutely horrifying. I couldn't imagine having one of my kids at camp and that kind of stuff happened. That's horrendous. Okay, sit. There you go. There you go. That's enough pancake for you. I don't want you to get sick. Let's see, Mercy B. Have a good day, everyone. Mercy B, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And as I start to wrap it up, I do want to give another shout out to my friend Gino Gregory, who he's in the second round of a big fight, and we're hoping nothing but the best. If anybody pulls through something, I hope it's a guy of that caliber. He's a great person, and I've learned so much about cooking from Chef Gregory that I couldn't even fit it all into a show. Let's see. My daughter is a camp counselor between Logan and Lancaster. She got sent home because of the flooding. Here in Ohio? Tom? Now you've got me intrigued. Thank you so much, Rick. It means a lot. I gotcha. There for a minute, I thought you were talking about Marmon Valley. My middle daughter used to go to Marmon Valley when she was little, at Mad River, in between Bell Fountain and Columbus. But anyhow, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get my day going. I got a lot of stuff to do before it's movie time this afternoon. Hope this helps somebody with their sourdough journey, because it is frustrating. I mean, it can be, and here I don't know if you guys can see this, but mark your side. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, mark your side. It looks like a mustache because I can't draw a straight line. But mark your spot after you feed it, and then you'll know if it's rising, if it's bubbling or not right. So that's another thing. That's why everybody has that stuff. Okay, Walrus, that's cool, man. Thank you so much. And like I said, I mean, send it. It just, I mean, as long as it's not cracked or something, I'm pretty positive I can get it looking good. I've had some pretty. My last restoration I dug out of a barn floor, so I think and God knows how many decades that thing had been sitting in a barn, in a horse stall, buried. We just saw the handles of it. That was my last one. Take care, everyone. Stay cool. Stay safe. You're welcome, Bob. I'm so glad you made it. Terry McDonald, thank you so much. Everybody, please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe on your way out. Hit the like button. That really helps me out. Keep it in your knickers, guys. That's good advice, Buzz. Thanks for opening your home and kitchen to us yet one more time, Honey Jay. No problem, Rick. I love doing it. I really do. I love when you guys come over for. I love when you come to my kitchen and hang out. It's one of the things that makes my week. It really does. But with that, I'm gonna let everybody get out of here. I'm sure everybody's done staring at my sourdough starter. I know I am. So till Thursday, I'll see you guys in the comment section. All right, see you.